In this lesson, we're going to be discussing what we discussed yesterday with Pythagorean theorem, but we're going to be applying it to word problems. The majority of the time, when you're solving a problem that is a word problem with Pythagorean theorem, it is best practice to draw a picture to go along with your problem. So for all of the problems we look at today, we're going to draw a picture and then solve it algebraically. Number 1, a flat screen TV is in the shape of a rectangle with a width of 36 inches and a height of 20 inches. Find the diagonal. So if we were to draw a picture, we would need to draw a rectangle and then label it with the information given. So we're given that it has a width of 36 and a height of 20. So we can label it 36 and 20. Then it wants us to find the length of the diagonal. So that's going to be your line cutting across from one corner to the other of the rectangle. Now if you notice, this picture then creates a right triangle if we were to focus on one half, with that right angle being here in the corner. So then, because I have a right triangle, I can use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Labeling my sides on my triangle, a, b, and c, starting with c. Because remember, c is going to be your side directly across from your right angle, and it's always going to be your diagonal side. So c, in this case, is going to be our missing side. And then a and b are our two legs. So when we plug that information in, 20 squared plus 36 squared equals c squared. Then using a calculator, 20 squared is 400, plus 36 squared is 1,296. And when I add those two together, I get 1,696. But then remember, we have to find the square root of both sides so that we have just c. So using a calculator, finding the square root of 1,696, we get 41.2. Number 2. A 20-foot piece of wire is attached from the top of a flagpole to a stake on the ground 8 feet from the base of the pole. Find the height of the flagpole. So for this picture, I want to draw a flagpole. And then there's a stake in the ground that is 8 feet from the base of your flagpole. So the base of my flagpole is going to be the bottom. So 8 feet from the flagpole, I have my stake. And we can label that 8 feet. And I have a 20-foot piece of wire that is attached from the top of the pole to the stake on the ground. So we can label that as 20 feet. And the question wants me to find the height of the flagpole. So again, I'm given a right triangle and I'm finding a missing side. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Identifying c first by going diagonally from my right angle. So c is 20, a is x, and b is 8. So plugging those in, a squared plus 8 squared equals 20 squared. And then solving. A squared plus 64 equals 400. So a squared equals 336. And then finding the square root of both sides, I find that the height of the flagpole is 18.3 feet. Go ahead and highlight number 3, 4, and 5 on this page. On your next page, highlight 6 through 10. As you complete these word problems, make sure that you are drawing a picture and labeling everything. Make sure you are reading and interpreting correctly.